Welcome back, everybody. Game 2 of our first match in our second league. Let's go ahead and stay on the play rather. Unfortunately, we'll not be able to keep this hand. 2 Demonic Pacts and a Starfield are fine, but not when we only have 1 land to cast them with. So I'm going to go ahead and mulligan. And kind of the opposite, 5 lands and a Concoction. I'm going to go ahead and keep that. And keep Oath of Jace on top in a heartbeat. So, let's think. We have the untapped island for a turn 3 Oath. I'm just going to go ahead and assume I'm ditching the Evolving Wilds to Oath of Jace and Sinister Concoction. The intent to play Oath on turn 3. I do want to start getting basics down, however. So actually I'm going to keep 1 Evolving Wilds, and then the island will be the second basic, so that all of our Zendikar lands come into play untapped. Let's see what he does. Possibly a Knight of the White Orchid? No. Maybe saving it for turn 3 to ramp up a bit. So, let's see. We'll fetch Plains, I think. And, yeah, go ahead and fire off Oath of Jace. We need to see what we're going to draw for the next few turns and plan accordingly. Chance he negates it, but I guess not. Okay. If he knew it was in our hand, perhaps he would. Alright, definitely keeping Transgress and Silumgar command. I think we can afford to cut maybe 1 Vent in the Wilds. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I want to keep the Hollow in case we need an untapped land soon. And Shambling Vent with its life gain ability I think is much better than an Evolving Wild since we already have all of our colors. So what are we hoping to draw? Next turn we could draw and play a Demonic Pact. I think that would be nice. There's the Knight of the White Orchid that we figured he'd have. He finds a Plains and plays a Prairie Stream. Okay. Possibly another creature, possibly holding up a Negate. Alrighty. See what we find. Another land. Unfortunate. Alright, so I could play an untapped land and hold up the Vent activation. I don't think besides on Always Watching, I don't think we get punished by anything. And even then, I'd still have the Sinister Concoction activation. So I think I will do that. Play the Hollow over the Prairie Stream since we need more black mana. Yeah, I don't think I need to fire off the Transgress the Mind just yet. Might have to plan to use Silumgar's command to bounce our own Oath of Jace and continue digging for cards. We do have a number of win conditions in the deck. Just haven't seemed to be able to draw them very effectively. Let's see what he's got here. I guess one argument to Transgress last turn would have been to get his Ojutai out of hand if he had one. But since we have Concoction, Always Watching is a problem. He's going to attack with the Knight. We won't be able to block it. So I think I might just use the Concoction on it now. Discarding a Prairie Stream, maybe. I might need the untapped land, actually. I'll discard the Vent. Could also just take the damage, but I think I want to get this out of here and see where that leaves us. Discarding a Vent. Sinister Concoction, not good against Ojutai now that he has Always Watching down. Hopefully we find a good card and resolve it. Okay, so we didn't find a pact or anything that we really wanted. Could Transgress an Oath and then see where that leaves us, like on how to plan our next few turns. I think I'm going to do that now. So let's go ahead and fire off the Transgress the Mind. Take away Ojutai or Avacyn if he has one. Alright, Knight of the White Orchid and the Silumgar's Scorn. Important to know about. Go ahead and write that down. Let's see, Knight, Scorn, Reflector, Sky Spawner, Always Watching. Always Watching. I think I'm going to leave him with all those and take the Archangel. She's pretty tough to deal with. Lets him hold up her or a counterspell. All these other things. He can only play like 1 or 2 at a time. Hopefully we Oath of Jace into an answer. So, yeah, I think I'm going to deal with the Archangel. And then play a land and Oath of Jace. Hope to find something good. Doesn't matter which one I keep. Let's see what we find. Sorin, Sigil, and a land. Ooh, difficult. I like Sigil, but not when we don't have anything to trigger it. I like Sorin, but not when I can't cast it and he has a counterspell in hand, potentially. He'd have to play like Knight of the White Orchid, and then it's possible he plays Knight of the White Orchid next turn, and then finds a land and plays Sky Spawner, which would give us an opening to resolve Sorin if we find an untapped land next turn. Could resolve Sigil, which seems really hard for him to deal with if we have a string of enchantments to cast, but he does have a Reflector Mage for at least one of them. I don't think I can afford to get rid of Silumgar's command. I'm going to ditch the Vent, and I think the Sigil. Painful as that is, I can always get the Sigil back with a Starfield. I cannot get Sorin back, unfortunately. And I think Sorin is just too strong here, being able to deal with creatures and gain life and draw cards, so I'm going to hang on to him. There's the Knight of the White Orchid. And a Sky Spawner, probably. Another Always Watching, okay. Alright. Putting it out of range of a command unless we -3/-3 it and bounce one of the Watchings. This is really unfortunate that we did not find a land for Sorin. So, I think I have to deal with the Knight. Because even if I hold up Silumgar's command, he has a counterspell, I can't pay for it. So I'm going to bounce and Always Watching and kill his Knight. Hope to draw a land next turn, and he doesn't have double blue, but he's going to play probably Sky Spawner and hold up Silumgar's command. Seeing that I'm stuck on lands, I don't know. We'll see what he does. Demonic Pact would be fine. Could play it and still have the spell ready. If he just plays a Sky Spawner, taps out, okay, it's not the worst. Find an untapped land, please. Demonic Pact, alright, I'll take it. Unfortunately, never mind, we still have blue mana open for the Dispel. Although I doubt he's going to be main phasing any instance, but Demonic Pact is good here. We have a Dispel to deal with his counters and Ojutai's command and whatnot. So he still has a counterspell and a Reflector Mage. 5 power on board. We don't actually have an answer to our Demonic Pact, which is concerning, but do what we have to do. He passes with a counterspell and maybe an Avacyn open. So what are we going to use our Demonic Pact for? Could draw 2 cards, could kill his Sky Spawner. I think I want to draw 2 cards, hit lands to get to casting Sorin. We can afford to take a hit or 2 off of the Sky Spawner in the meantime. Alright, we got the Purge. That's a guaranteed out to Demonic Pact. That's good. We have Infinite Obliteration naming Ojutai at some point. There's no guarantee we even hit. He could also have Avacyn. I think I might Languish here, holding up the spell if he tries to counter. If he has Avacyn, he'll start hitting us for 6, which is a problem, but we could Purge her soon. Yeah, there's a chance if we counter this or something, if he does have Ojutai, we'll have Infinite Obliteration and Angelic Purge in 1 turn if we find 6 lands. So, same as before, we're going to tap out, leaving up Dispel only. Hopefully he just has like an end of turn Secure the Wastes or something we can counter. Alright, Negate. I have to Dispel that. He's gonna Silumgar Scorn, leaving him with a Reflector Mage and something. This gets all of his counters out of hand. And hopefully we can whittle away with our Demonic Pact. If we find a land, cast Sorin, we might be in okay shape. Don't really have an answer to Ojutai. Plays anything, we can get his last 2 cards out with Pact. He might play the Reflector Mage. Nope, he's going to hold on to it. Alright. I think we're going to go ahead and kill this Sky Spawner now. That puts us out of reach of any danger thing that he could have. So do we hold up Anguished Unmaking, or do we Infinite Obliteration? I think we Obliteration. If this resolves, I think we're in okay shape, actually. We'll have an answer to Avacyn if she comes down, and we won't have to worry about Ojutai anymore. Hey everyone, sorry about that. Somehow my video stopped recording. So, back here we are. I'm going to name Dragonlord Ojutai. Even though I know he has a Reflector Mage in hand, I don't really care about that since I took out most of my creatures, except for Silumgar. I think Ojutai is the biggest threat. So, he's got 2 lands and a Reflector. We're going to take all of his Dragonlords. He has 1 more Avacyn. He's got 2 more Knights, a Jace Unraveler, a couple of Reflector Mages, and Thraben Inspectors to win. He left in some Stasis Snares. He's got more counter spells and Command and Scorn, so really, and Sky Spawners, of course. And he left in the Declaration of Stone. That's going to impact our sideboarding next round. So this is good information. Really, the thing I'm worried about would be Jace. I guess all of his creatures are threats with Always Watching, but at least we got Ojutai out of there. And say we're in okay shape if we can land Sorin. He's going to probably just play the Reflector for nothing, as in no value. We're going to use the last of our Demonic Pacts activations, and then Purge to deal with probably the Reflector Mage. And even if he has a counterspell, it doesn't do much. I didn't see any negates there. I might not have looked very carefully, but get his last 2 cards out of hand, thankfully. Probably just 2 more land. And we know his Silumgar's Scorns are dead, mostly. Just 4 spikes at this point to play around. Alright, so unfortunately we do have to Purge right now. I would love to play a guaranteed Sorin, but I would then lose the game. So let's get rid of the Pact, deal with that, hold up Unmaking. And I say we're in okay shape, actually. Once Sorin lands, it's going to be very hard for him to outdraw us. Sorin can just immediately kill Jace if we choose not to unmake it. Could use Anguished Unmaking, but I won't. I don't think I want to play Sorin unless I have 7 mana open, especially now with the Dispel. Getting Silumgar's Scorn would make me feel pretty bad, so... we know he has Avacyn in his deck, and she's a 6/6, so playing a Shambling Vent into her does not sound fun. Might have to actually play the Sorin out and just hope against hope he didn't find a Command. Or Scorn, rather. Ojutai's Command would not counter Sorin. I'm gonna go for it, actually. He had 3 cards that counter this. I just want to get Sorin down right away. So, I'm actually just going to plus. He did not counter it. Drew a Starfield. Alright, so if he has Avacyn, we're still okay. He could have killed Sorin. She'd be a 6/6 and the Scion would kill Sorin. But he did not, so that's good. I get to actually scry now because of the Oath of Jace. I usually forget about that because it's such a corner case, but I will keep a Negate, I think. I can win with Sorin, and I just want counters to protect him. And I have an Unmaking to deal with Avacyn, which is the last great threat, I would say. So I'm going to keep drawing cards off of Sorin. Alright, just a land. So I could play the Starfield, leaves me soft to an Avacyn again. Starfield would let me bring back Concoction, which I think is going to be really hard to lose if that happens. Just every turn I'd have a kill you card, because I'm drawing extra cards with Sorin, I'll always have fuel for it. I'm going to go ahead and play the Starfield. And just hold up the spell. Hope he doesn't have Avacyn. Losing Sorin would be bad, but even if he does, Starfield might be able to win by bringing back the Demonic Pact, even. Okay, still no Avacyn, so I think we're going to win this one. Somewhat narrowly, but we should prevail. I just need to be mindful of my time, so as not to lose game 3. Alright, let's go ahead and... Oh, I actually have quite a few things to bring back. Oh, this is tough. I'm going to bring back the Pact to try and close the game out quickly. I'll keep a Stasis Snare. That lets me Stasis Snare, hold up Negate, and Dispel. So, bring back the Pact. Draw some cards. A card, rather. Angelic Purge is good as an out to that. And I'm just going to go ahead and fire this off now. Not that it matters particularly. And actually, we'll soon be able to animate all of our enchantments as well. We're currently sitting at 4, so one more. I think we win next turn. We can hit him for 4 with the Pact. Bring back Sigil, I suppose. Doesn't particularly matter. And deal 4, gain 4. We just want to win quickly. Time is a consideration. Don't need a land. And don't need to obliterate. I've already seen most of his deck. I'll just go ahead and swing with everybody. And then I'll just pass. Don't need to play a land out. We got counters in hand. Stasis Snare. I will negate that. He likely could have snared my snare, bringing back a 4/4, and then he'd deactivate all my enchantments, so he scoops. I got 7.5-ish minutes to win the next game, if such a thing is possible. Alright, so he brought in, or left in, Reflector Mages and Declarations in Stone. He knows that we're on the enchantment plan. I'm going to take out most, if not all, of my creatures. It is nice leaving him with dead cards. Hopefully he leaves them in. Tendrils, Plague, Deadweight, Pick the Brain. These are all decent options. Might just want more like Silkwrap, more answers to his early guys. All of them are susceptible to Silkwrap except for Ojutai and Avacyn. They're all 3 or less. Pick the Brain also. Fairly decent. Again, if we take out his Ojutais, I think we kind of neuter his deck's effectiveness against us. I'm not sure which one is best. We do have to consider time. We have to win quickly. Which makes me kind of want to just shift into all the Bloodcurse Knights and Stranglers and try and outpace him. That's one option. But I don't know if it's better than what we did last game. Definitely has counterspells. Just gonna bring in a Silkwrap, I think, and probably take out a land even. Put another Silkwrap in. Taking a bit of a risk here, but hopefully it will pay off. So stay tuned for game 3.